why we have a lot of people taking drugs, cannabis and all that is the pressure of how they cannot handle being a man.
The smartest men around now still know how to be men.
In what way?
You don't compete, you manage.
First thing that I'm after is my happiness. The second is the ability to pay my bills. And that when that number 2 is conflicting with number 1, I will drop number 2 for number 1.
Is a man just that person who has biceps, who has 6 packs, and something dangling between his 2 legs?
We're bettered into the narrative that it is a man's world. In today's generation, is it a man's world or is it an illusion? My name is Abiola. I'm the host on The Grounded Man. With me are
Bayo Ayanga, I'm a PR specialist and a human behavioral pattern expert also. That's what I do.
I'm Oludare Akinlaja, management consultant, development expert, and I like money.
Tosi Gbadebo, co-host of The Grounded Man, a human resource management consultant.
Our topic today is centered around men. We notice that a lot of men in our generation, as little as our kids, are beginning to feel the mental pressure. And they keep telling them they need to be strong.
Yeah.
They need to man up. You can do it. You don't need any help. Men don't
cry.
You don't need to cry.
Don't cry.
Why are you crying? You know,
Be a man.
be a man.
So who is a man?
Grounded Man is here to speak on issues like that. Is this a man's world? Is it a reality to you, or is it an illusion? Let my co-host take it from there.
You see, what you spoke about being a man, the only time they use that term, be a man, is when they need you to show up, is when they need you to douse attention, when they need you to, break boundaries and stuff like that. So be a man. So my question is a man just that person who has biceps, who has 6 packs, and something dangling between his 2 legs? Or is a man that person who is emotionally stable and can fit into a lot of spaces, a lot of things? I think it's selfish to corner that man to be that person who just shows up. Who you use the word be a man when you have a problem to solve, but don't be a man when there's enjoyment to happen. Any other person can have enjoyment, but be a man when there's an issue. So that's where I want to come in today, and I think we can start from there. What does it mean to be a man? As in, when they say be a man?
I think from my own understanding, there's a lot of miscommunication from the little research that I have done so far when it comes to being a man. From our Father's Day, I think back in the days then, what I think they assumed to being a man is how you can protect your family. In those days, you have this wrestling thing where people tie their wrapper and they're in the market square, they're carrying each other. How can you protect your family when you go to the farm with them?
So that's what we're talking about.
I think a lot of things have been confused and transitioned into the new generation from the millennium to the, I don't know what they call this generation
Gen
now,
Z to the
Gen Z.
Gen
Now they are now having the Gen
whatever.
Alpha and all
So that be a man, is it not an illusion?
And that is making a lot of people commit suicide. A lot of men, in fact,
Emotionally
men have
unstable.
more. In fact,
Abiola.
the reason why we have a lot of people taking drugs, cannabis and all that is the pressure of how they cannot handle being a man.
Abiola, let me come in here before our guest would say. Do you know that sometimes you are driving on the road and you are seeing a lot of angry men like, get the way out of the road. Like the guy is just angry. Why is this guy always angry? What's going on?
I'll buttress your point. So last week I was at Anthony. There's this FRS office. I think it's a VI office opposite the Shooter's Garden. So VI office, yeah. So Dari, picture this. I was sitting outside waiting for my turn to be called. I think one man already entered. And the next thing, a few of us were outside. I think we were like 15, 20 people. We were outside, seated. Yeah. We were having a good time. Me, I was scrolling, just trying to understand what is going on with this Trump issue and all that. I was having a good time. Then I just, do you know who I am? What is the meaning of this? I should tell you something. subconsciously, we have like 3 of us just trying to. Okay, just tell the man sorry. No, I cannot tell him sorry. So apparently, I think the officer, there's someone seated, is a road safety official. He works with the VIO. He is seated. He was one of the admin. So one of the people that came in, maybe he stepped on him or whatever it is that transpired between both of them is not clear. But the anger, whatever that is going between them, the rapport that is going between them is say sorry, don't say sorry, and then you. And we that were asking, like, okay, with everything that is going around
in this country, like, can you just move on and just say sorry? Just
first things first. Shoro muyini oruto tie muyi no is enough to not even make you want to shout at anybody. But to buttress your point, maybe he's going through something at that time, and telling somebody sorry is not even the first thing that is coming to his head.
Emotionally stressed out.
But before we continue, I actually like, because looking at this table, we call him Bros B for a reason. So I don't want us to lose track of a very vital thing, the concept of it being a man's world.
From inception.
Yes. So I like him to. I know I'm also part of it, but I want to hear his thoughts about, because where did that concept come from? That is a man's world, because you said it, and you see young children now, a boy, even if he's the second or third child, they give you something and your sister is crying for it, they say you're the man, give it to her.
It happens all the time.
You know, so even if we say it's not a man's world, there's also this psychologically in our society,
be a man issue.
that thing is there.
You are
So
the
I want
man
to
in
ask,
this
was it religion? Was it morality? Was it ancestral?
Yeah, it's a combination of all.
Yeah.
The truth is, I wanted to say that, look, you can't, before today, there was a yesterday.
Yes, sir.
So, and how did we get to where we are?
Yeah.
The truth is that in those days, it was a real man's world. And we have said it.
Yeah.
Men go to war.
Yeah.
It's very rare for you to see. Some women, we have it in history that some women have gone to war.
Yeah.
But that's why any woman that has gone to war has been a heroine. Because usually men go to war. So when men goes to war and they die there or they come back, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But when the woman goes to war, whether she dies there or she comes back, she's automatically a heroine.
Yes, sir.
So the background of be a man is like we have taken the cue from where we were coming from. Religious, cultural, ethnic mentality and everything.
Yes.
It's always been a man, because in those days, and we have read it, it's about physicality. We have said it. Men, imagine somebody wants to marry a woman, they said you have to fight. The winner of the fight is the most powerful the one who can protect the more. So that one is the person that will get the bride.
I know 2 women will fight for one.
No way.
Like, you don't get it.
It's the man that has to suffer.
When women fight for men, people are like, what's wrong with you?
Have you lost your dignity as a woman?
So over the ages,
Yes, sir.
we have come to that. I don't want to call it an illusion.
Consciousness.
Because the reality, and it has been passed on from generation to generation.
Yeah.
And that's why they will tell a small 3-year-old boy, be a man. Men don't cry. Because truly,
Because
men,
with power.
yeah,
with
men
strength.
have been associated with physical strength. So, but if we bring it down, to this world, is it still a man's world?
No, but so hold on, sir. What's the reality right now?
Reality right now. So we can talk about it from being a reality, and it has moved to an illusion. So the problem is that at what point did we miss?
The shift happened.
Yeah. Did we miss translating to the next generation that look, it used to be this, but now it's this.
So, but there's a question I want to ask, Brosby. The strength of a man and a woman, is it equal?
The strength, physical.
Yeah. Physical.
No, I don't think so.
But women they beat men.
No. When you see that question,
I think I saw more of that in Ghana. Ifo. So I schooled in Ghana.
Oh wow!
And you saw what?
That was
women. I also schooled in Ghana. I also schooled in Ghana now.
And
women warriors.
It was like, okay, what is happening? Because all through my school days, women were and at the same time, because I would want to support the Bros B on this, that maybe that is where the shift happened. In Ghana, I think my co-host can bear me witness to this. The women take charge of the home. They take care of the home. They are providers in their home in Ghana. At least the ones.
Apologies to Ghanaians, by the way.
So it feels like
Observation.
it comes hand in hand.
With
Because they are providers, they feel the need to also be disciplinarian in their homes.
Or
there's a
wait,
historical-
Biola,
there's a
all
historical-
that the men simply refuse to fight the women.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, that's another
Maybe
twist to
maybe
it.
it was a conscious.
That's another twist to it. That's another twist to it. Because anytime there is
don't raise
a
your hand
against a woman, because anytime there is a fight between a man and a woman, what everybody tells is that you are the man. Why would you
raise your hand to smack your
even
wife?
if the woman is beating you, you are the man. You are supposed to know.
But all of us here, if you are driving past, and it happens to all of us, we are driving past, and you see a man hitting a woman.
I don't want to know.
You don't want to know who started the fight. You don't want to know who beat him first. Everybody gets down, beats up the man.
We'll change it for you first. Before we ask later.
If the security agents get there and they see a man beating a woman, they don't even want to know. They will first arrest him.
No, straight up, the man is
First
going.
thing.
No, but
Does this now bring us to the topic or the agreement that it is a man's world?
So I think that statement. So let me say this.
Very
I think the statement has to. I am a fusionist, so it's always difficult for me to hold extremes. I feel one of the problems of the world is extremes, right? I think we should always bring things into context. What is the psychological context? What is the sociological context? What happened? That's why I asked. That's why I wanted Bros B to talk about that. And I enjoyed what he said about the historical context. Men were conquerors. It's the amount of land you had that made you a man.
True.
In fact, the amount of wives you had, children you had. So
True.
for us, it was conquest. It was power. But you see, the parameters of that has shifted over the years.
Yeah.
I think that's what's making it. You clearly define a man's world change. Because guess what? Then it was land. Now it's money. But guess what? Women are having more money.
True.
You see, so it is difficult now to completely pinpoint as to what really defines what a man's world
Yeah,
is.
because the source of strength has changed from physical to mental.
To mental.
So women go to school.
Yeah, they are doctors, they are
They are
professors.
doctors. They
have money.
And now, so the source of strength that used to be very physical in nature
Has
shifted.
Yes.
But I guess over the ages, the point at which that I used to say this that since 1995 the world has not seen peace. When they had this Beijing conference,
Yeah.
the gender equality conference in China, the women had been made to understand that let's look at it now. How many women CEOs do we have now in blue chip countries in Nigeria? There are a lot of women CEOs.
A lot.
In fact, I used to say this. Very many of us are business owners and you employ people, you're employers of labor. If a man shows up for an interview, if 10 guys show up for an interview, 10 ladies show up for an interview, and you want to employ 10, you are likely, all of us here, you are likely to employ 6, 7 women.
Data has shown that when banks borrow people money, women return money more.
But I'm also guilty about that. To buttress what Dari just said now, I have been, my last manager was a female in my company, and I'm looking to hire a new one, which I just did yesterday.
It's a female again.
And it's a female again.
And
ask me why. Ask me why. I'm of the opinion, it's an opinion, that women are more trustworthy. Women know how to handle money better. They are
more wicked too.
I agree. I'm trying to portray the positive part of it.
No,
because
wicked is that they are more direct.
They are more direct.
Women, God bless you. Thank you for
when women enter into a position of power,
They are more direct with it.
the sentimentalism of them, they seem to shred it off.
It's operational. Let's get the work done.
And I see that in my wife.
Let's get the work.
She's a very anything she handles,
Get the job done.
she gets the job done.
I also say that my wife, I've told people, if my wife puts up this product that she wants to sell and I put up my own product beside her, by the time she has sold 10, only God knows if I will have sold one.
I'll dash at the 10.
So I think so. Before he got to this Gen Alpha, because Gen Alpha now, I'm not trying to. What I'm about to go into now, I'm not trying to criticize what Gen Alpha is going to look like. But the millennium that bettered most of our wives that we have now, I could say 70% of them are very, very serious-minded, oriented.
I also think there's
No
something-
one is perfect.
There's something we must
No,
also not
yeah.
there's something we must also
Okay.
not forget. There's maybe it's my train that always comes to work. There's also a sociological construct
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
very critical.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of millennials saw their mothers.
Kneeling down to give food to their fathers,
So
listening to their fathers.
So,
do every-
and in spite of that, they also saw their mothers. I'm trying to talk about where this shift happened. A lot of them saw their mothers sacrifice and end up with nothing. So there are too many things that happened in one.
True.
So sometimes what you see is reactionary.
And that they will never be like their
Do you know
mom.
what I'm saying? And so you always say something like, my mom suffered, so I'll have
No,
this
I
account.
will,
I'll have this account that is
yeah,
mine.
yeah,
So tomorrow if the man comes and come and tell me,
yeah. I bring some another, yeah.
so most of the time it is reactionary.
So that sorry.
Okay.
So,
Go on.
So that means that it's still in this mentality that is a man's world that can do whatsoever I want to do.
That's also that point.
So and that's why they when the millennials saw their mom suffer, and at the end their father, because he believes that, look, I'm a man,
I can do what I want.
I can do whatsoever I want.
There's no
And
reaction.
then he brings in a new wife and then pushes away the woman
His
who has
mom.
suffered.
Yes.
So now that when the millennials saw that, they said, no, it's never going to happen to me.
I won't-
And luckily, also, our fathers sent both the male and the female
to school. That happened.
So when the men went to school with a mentality. The women went to school with a mentality. The men went to school that when I come out, I'll just be the man, normal man.
Yes.
The women went to school and said, when I come out, I'll show the men.
And I'll never suffer again.
I'll show the
So now that brings me to my next question.
Yeah.
And from what you said, another topic is generating from it. Was it a mistake for our forefathers to have sent both the male and the female to school? Because before their own fathers, they
It was only the
took
men.
pride in taking only male, and maybe they had a reason for it.
No, so
But no, sorry, my co-host. But no, for me, I would pass the mic on to you. But my own answer is, I don't think it's a mistake, because in so many homes today,
The women are taking it.
the women are taking charge. If you know how to handle your friend, I'm calling your wife your friend because it goes a long way.
Yeah.
It goes a long way, except for those that, in my own opinion, they didn't have a good insight to what their parents' relationship was, and it has really affected them deeply. Yoruba has to say something. Kò sóbìnrin tó fẹ́ gbélé ọkọ, àwọn òbí ẹ̀ ni ò ní gbà. Meaning that a lot of women wouldn't love to be in matrimony. However,
The parents will
because they have good parents, their parents insist that they must sit down there. Grounded man would say, because you know that the parents would insist that your friend or your wife should sit in a bad marriage, does not mean that the men should continue to be bad to their wives in this generation. I think what we should preach, or what I would like to encourage a lot of men to do, is be nice to your wives.
okay, so I also think that we should put in balance to some of these
I like to
conversations.
see balance.
Yeah, because again,
So before we
I have
digress
seen-
too
I
much,
have seen-
I think he
no,
has
but I'm not
answered the
digressing.
question,
I'm not digressing.
Because I asked him a question. Don't forget. I want him to answer that question, but you can proceed.
Whether it was a mistake, but we hope I'm not forgetting.
Yes.
Whether it wasn't
Okay.
forgetting.
Oh yeah. Over to you.
Okay, so the female, you that said something earlier on about order, right? About the man's world, the patriarchal system being about order. Now, I'm now beginning to think the man has been preached to all his life, or birthed into the fact that
You're in charge.
you are in charge. You are in charge does not mean
you make more money.
you make more money, but you are the one who brings order into the system, creates direction, creates guidance.
Who is supposed to?
Who is supposed to do that?
Okay,
Who
like
is
the word
supposed to?
supposed.
Okay, yeah. You are the one who is supposed to
That's the same.
bring direction, because we have a lot of men who are slacking at that job right now. You understand me? So you are the one who is supposed to bring direction, bring guidance, and bring order into the family in the right way that it should go.
Yeah.
But when a man is beginning to lose that momentum to do that, the woman takes charge.
Because there's no vacuum, right?
The woman takes charge. But there are some times that the man is trying his best to do that. But because of the reactionary thing you spoke about earlier on. You are married to a wife who ordinarily wants to take charge, irregardless of you
Taking charge or not.
So,
taking charge enough.
so the question
Brosby
is,
said
where
something
did-
about
where did she come
research.
So where did what?
Where did she come from?
Where did she come from?
Yeah,
Eh-heh.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about where did she come from mentally.
Her
Mentally,
antecedents.
okay.
Mentally.
Where is her headspace?
What the construct before? Because I always say, before today there was a yesterday.
Yeah.
A lot of times you just look at today. We want to deal with it today, not looking at how did we get to where we are. So let me go back to Abiola's question about.
Was it a mistake?
No, it wasn't. The truth is that we all saw as time evolved, began to see education as something that everybody should have. Because of what use is the guy, a PhD holder, to go and marry a village woman,
And she will raise the children.
and she will raise the children. Now, as education began to expand, so also civilization began to expand, and then we began to move into this realm and to this space whereby class came in.
Okay,
So you don't want to go out with your friend and your wife doesn't match up.
true. Expectations.
So
She can't attend the wedding with you.
Yeah, she can't attend the wedding with you because you are discussing world order, and your wife is
She's struggling to fit in.
She's kneeling down, 2 knees to greet everybody, and everybody's like, come on, where is this one from? So when we began to see, when our fathers began to see that, they now discovered that look, it's better for the men and the women to be sent to school.
Okay.
But then, like I said, both went to school with different notions. Because going to school, you left your home to go to school. What were you taught when you were at home? At the home is always this be a man. So the guy wants to go to school to be a man, which is normal, provide,
Okay.
protect.
Okay.
And then protection, I think it was Dario Otoso who said it. Protection shifted from physicality to money.
True.
To money. You can't protect if you don't have money. So now, is it a mistake? Absolutely no. But the question is, what were we taught? Was there anyone, let me use the word, to de-radicalize both gender? As in, you are going to school for yourself, not to go and show up. Everyone, a lot of us, I used to say this thing when I was in secondary school. 2 of our guys, their father used to bring them to school in vehicle.
Okay.
Man, they had to stop.
Why?
Because we will insult the heck out of them, or more daddy, or more mommy, because everybody was walking to school. So they had to tell their dad, when you
Don't
bring
worry.
us, just drop us at the road. And my school, you have to walk another like 10 minutes or so before you get to the main school from the first gate. They will tell their dad, drop us at the express. They will now walk. Because 99% of the students were walking to school. So if your parents brought you in a car, they'll be abusing you. Your dad is driving you. Guys are abusing you as the vehicle is going. You know, a lot of students. So, but now we have reversed the order. We have changed the order. It's about class. So class has come in. Now, if you don't take your children to school in
a good car.
in a fancy car,
In a fancy car.
it looks as if you are shying away from your responsibility. Which means that a lot of the millennials, they said that, saw their parents do that. They felt that, look, when I go to school, I will have to protect my family. And man, I must show the class, which was not there back then. So a lot of things are really shifted. So going to school wasn't a mistake because, like I said, everybody needs to go to school. Male, female, even hermaphrodites. So now coming back to how do we handle this? Our problem is that we have not been taught how to handle it very well. And I think we are doing a very bad job at it.
That's preparing men for this evolution. For
Guys,
this evolving society.
right now, we are not working with data. Because if you work with data, you discover that men are being empowered a lot. And men also, women are being empowered. A lot. And women also have this mentality that I'm empowered, I'm going to show these guys.
I think nowadays.
So how do we handle that? Show these guys.
No, it's the radicalization, like I said. We need to look at it and we'll begin to work with data. The women now, the millennial women, no, not the Gen Zs. The Gen Zs also have to be radicalized. I have a Gen Z daughter. Is she Gen Z? Yes.
Yeah, she's Gen Z.
She's Gen Z.
She's Gen Z. She's Gen Z.
I don't understand.
Is she?
I don't understand this.
Yes, she's Gen Z.
In fact,
She's early 2000. So
I've been asking myself that how did we come to the conclusion that this is
Millennials, Gen Z.
So what will normally happen? I you see, it comes with my work and my passion.
Okay.
I'm very big on the concept and the topic called sociology for a reason. I didn't study it as a first degree, but master's degree and the rest. I study human behavior. And that's because we always like to fight things outside the construct.
Okay.
You can't fight a man outside his construct. So for a lot of young men, and that's why you see young men, and you see, I gather a group of boys, and you start to talk to them, and you see, you will think the boy is just misbehaving. No, it's a construct. He is fighting a construct, right? We're all on this table now, and the reason why we try to perform subliminally is because we think our respect is tied to the performance.
True.
It's the reason people take penis enlargement medicine. Something as basic as that.
True.
Because your
The madness.
it's always tied to performance.
to,
You have to be
performance.
performing. Do you understand?
But they taught us to think like
Yes, and that's why it's very funny.
So-
let me give you an example. You know, I counsel people. You will be shocked that apart from money, showing off with money, a high thing on men's level of low self-esteem is coming up from sex, and their wife say, "You didn't do well."
Who invented sex toys? Because what you just said now,
That thing
is taking my mind to. There must be a reason why sex toy was developed, and because I've not done the research, I would like to know who invented sex toy. Should it be a female?
It was a man.
Okay, because I want to understand.
And that's why you see people do videos. I saw one funny video online. It was so funny. The guy said, "Okay, now you climb on top and see how it is." You know, and we were laughing. That thing,
because
that thing is just telling you that we are tied. A man is
tied to his performance,
I
as
agree
long
with
as you can.
perform.
Up to the level.
Don't
up to
kill
the-
yourself.
There was the time my email was filled. I'm not there was the time my email. We did a case. You know why I'm laughing? Because we did a study, right? How many men feel bad emotionally? Because if you go to the hospital and ask doctors, the basic complaint for men is erection.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do you know the number of
Agbo.
that are out there? Basically,
It's
tied to
Performance.
Yeah.
So is it safe to say that everything that has to do with a man has to do with performance, and there is nobody willing to let the whole world know that, oh,
you don't have to kill yourself.
you don't have to kill yourself?
So I think
Because
first of all, every man must learn that. You see, you can't change the fact that it will be tied to performance. So let me tell you, part of my job is for you to rest in a reality. A reality is that every man, your self-confidence is tied to what you can do. That is it. Whether you like it or not. Because we can live here now and give
Dari.
ourselves some emotional high. And feel it doesn't matter.
Dari,
It matters. You know
Dari,
what I'm saying?
I beg.
Because every single man on this table, right? When I came now, the first thing I shared with Tosin was, we just got this thing. Great. Woo! Because that's how we are wired.
True.
But I think what should happen, which is very important, is that the concept of what a man's world is must be defined. I'm very big on language. You know, I told you outside, the greatest problem with the English language is that it doesn't have enough words to always explain what it is.
True.
You understand?
Yeah.
So what we have now is not really a man's world as per this. Brosby has talked about where it came from. And whether you like it or not, that history is correct.
well, it has been transitioned wrongly.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Into the generations that have come
So
behind
in
it.
trying to fight what has existed, somebody has now created an alternative that is skewed. Right? So you have me, because this is a man's confusion. Okay, you said the gender roles are equal. Yes, something is heavy. You still want me to carry it. You want not pay.
So Dari, that's where I want to come in. That's what I want to say. That's why I want to come in now. How is the man going to undo questions like, "Are you a man like this?"
Oh yes.
Tosin,
How would a man undo things like that from his
Or your
wife,
mates, your mates.
your mates? Are you a man like this?
I don't even want us
look
to
at
go,
you.
I
Are
don't
you a
want
man?
us to go down to homes right now.
That's another.
There's that's another.
No, because we're talking about performance. We're talking about performance.
Hold on.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. That's
No,
how I will start.
Yeah.
I will start from some secondary school
Don't let us
classes.
narrow it.
Some secondary school mates will tell you, "Are you a man?"
It's not even that one. You are the one who's telling yourself, "Am I a man?"
Am I a man?
Because you went to school reunion and you saw your classmates who is now a billionaire, who is now making so much money, and you are still there driving one. You don't even have a car.
Going to people's.
You are the one asking yourself, "Am I
going
okay?"
to homes is even far. You would carry from rumors when you sit down with your guys and you gist, and you be like, "Oh, you carried a prostitute overnight." Sorry. You will see behind that the lady was telling him that, "Are you a man?" You are paying, whatever way you perform is fine,
Performance driven. So that's what I'm saying. Whether we like it or
So
not,
how do we deal with this
with
thing? That's my question. How do we deal with those questions?
Even to the level
Are
of
you a
the
man?
sweet things of life.
Because it's
there's
robbing.
complaint on it that even those things are sweet things of life. For instance, talking about sex, for instance, now performance level 2 is based on sex again.
No, So the bros.
Then you now can buy agbo, cola kalagbo, you buy.
Yeah, now.
Because you need to be able to.
You want to perform drink
You want to stay 1 hour.
And I think I hardly hear men.
Hope you don't have too many. Hope you don't have more questions for us because
Larry, I think funnily, we hardly hear men come to complain that she didn't do it well.
that's
it is
because our definition. You see, this I'm very big on definitions.
Yeah,
Our definition of what pleasure is in that context. It's not complex.
It has shifted.
It's not complex.
I don't know if it's safe to say that in Africa, psychology is not well read. Because if it is well read, you should have a lot of therapists around.
Oh, they are.
I know that when I mean equal to the number of cases that is.
Nigerians don't go. So he said something very important. So let me give. So I was trying to hinge on something, and I've stopped being sensational. Our environment is very sensational driven, and that's the only time people think they are communicating. I'm very logical. I'm also very. I'm a fusionist. I said I don't like extremes. You must do this. I don't agree. For instance, when you say it's a man's world, only very few people even really believe that. Because if you are looking if you watch 300, you see how they treat their mothers.
True.
If you watch how queens used to install kings, the queens are more powerful than even the kings.
True.
So, in history, women have naturally been more influential, but not have been more powerful. But they have been more
Influential.
They still are.
Well, they've always been influential.
Influential.
If we have to fight for them, they are influential.
But the problem now is that because of the problem with English language, I think they're calling this English. I asked a lady one time, when you see something is a patriarchal society, what does it really mean? Does it mean that men control you all the time? That's not true. I've seen big boys who you will ask for 1 million, they won't give you. It's a 16-year-old girl that will call them the bishop. True.
It happens all the time. All the time.
So how patriarchal can patriarchal be?
I wonder.
So this thing that we are laughing at is a very serious epidemic in our society.
Our parameters, our definition of words,
our
interpretation of things need to shift. Because in reality,
It needs to.
bro, I was just telling now that I bought curtains twice. Because when you enter the house, you buy curtains to your wife comes and says, this curtain, I don't like it.
From that day until you change.
It's when I married I knew that, Papa, you just pay rent and buy the house. You start your house. You just enter like a visitor. Do you know what I'm saying? Not in a bad way, right? But because they are influential. I think we need to shift the use of words. They
Yes,
might
they are
not
influential.
Be powerful.
They are influential.
Prof,
They are influential. I agree
Do you know what I'm
100%.
saying?
They are
So the concept
influential.
of what is a patriarchal society, is it a man's world? Those definitions are shifting. Because like he said, something very basic he said they were not understanding. It has moved from physical
To mental.
That shift alone has changed the interpretation of the word. That is no longer about whether you can beat a woman. It's about this woman delivers, you deliver. In fact, she's smarter than you. So what will you do now? Is it really your word? Do you know what I'm saying? So I think men need to come. I will end with this. I think the smartest mind around now, because we can't.
I like the word smartest men.
The smartest men around now still know how to be men.
In what way?
You don't compete, you manage. Let me explain what I mean. My wife calls me a politician.
Why?
Babe, what do you think about anything you think?
And why is that?
It's management.
As a management consultant.
Serious constraints. I'm telling you. Babe, this money is, oh, sweetie, what do you think about it? I will still make the decision, but you give me suggestion. So, because it's this combative nature that leads us nowhere. Everybody keeps now.
How about
I shan't greenness. I shall not green.
but Dari, how about those that would like to use your technique and you still have the she devil that will be able to know you must
Let me also,
manage.
let me tell you something. We meant to, let us say it as it is. We knew.
Okay. Let's leave it at that.
We knew Amo. But it's sometimes we knew. Do you know what I'm saying? And whether you like it or not, you can't isolate. Let me tell you, a man and a woman will have the same experience and come up with two different realities.
True.
Whether you like it or not, we have dysfunctional men. We have dysfunctional women.
That's true.
The reason marriages lasted in those generations, I found out, it's not necessarily because good or bad. It's because they used to ask for history. Where is she coming from? What was her experience like? What was his experience like? Did he
Whose
grow up in a
family is he?
polygamous home?
Who is his
Because
father?
my brother, if you grew up in a polygamous home, you will be combative.
My brother, the
Sila.
narrative goes as far as she came from a broken home. He came from a broken home. I don't think they would be able to.
No, but it's not because it's a bad thing. It's not because it's a bad thing, but it's a reality. Right?
So on the closing remark,
Yeah.
Bros B,
Yes, sir.
what would be your advice for men that are struggling with load? I don't want to use mental health. Because in this part of the world, a lot of people don't agree to the fact that men go through mental stress. So let's say, what would you say to men that are overburdening themselves with a lot
very
of
quickly,
load?
I have to.
And when I say load, you understand what I mean?
I understand what I mean.
Maybe
Very
you can
quickly,
break
I
it
have-
down for the
I-
audience.
No, I have two statements that I've made to myself. I came to this reality about 3-4 years ago, and two things now that I'm after I'm over 50, and what I say is that, look, first thing that I'm after is my happiness. The second is the ability to pay my bills. And that when that number two is conflicting with number one, I will drop number two for number one. Which is, while chasing to pay the bills is conflicting with my happiness, I will drop that bill. It's not necessary yet. So I will advise men, go for what suits you. One, that is something extremely very important. You must learn to manage. Look, men, God gave men, the first job that God gave a man from the Holy Book.
Management,
was
how to manage.
How to manage.
Because he lacked how to manage.
And
he
the only
made
time that the man slacked in
Eve
management,
take the apple.
we are still feeling the brunt now. So you must learn, and see, the way you manage A may be different from the way you manage B. There is no one size fits all.
Circumstances differ.
So if you don't want to kill yourself, it's better for you to learn how to manage. If you have to go for a course on management on such behavioral pattern courses, and these are the things that men in this part of the world we don't like doing. We want to man it up and show, and in the showing you are the one that will be hurt. I don't understand. I've said it. When two people fight and you say a pig that is in the dirt gets you angry, and then you leave like that is wearing white and you are wearing white, and then you say, this pig, I will show the pig. You enter into the dirt, you fight the pig, you kill the pig, but when you are coming out, you are stained, you are filled up,
You are smelling so
you are
piggy.
smelling so, but you killed the pig. And then you come out and say, èmi ọkùnrin mẹ́ta, I killed that pig. Nonsense. I showed it. Excuse, people are going to be looking at you. Are you okay?
True.
So you must learn the fact that it's not every fight that you should fight. It's not everything that you should do. Learn to be at peace within yourself. Because you talked about mental health, and we know data is showing that a lot of men are committing suicide. Rarely will you hear that a woman commits suicide.
True.
And I think, the data is saying that every 33 seconds, somebody is committing suicide in Nigeria.
Men.
And 95% of that are men. So we need to understand that very well. And we must understand, like we must also help to build this thing. Just start changing the narrative.
In order to change the narrative, on a final note, somebody once told me that you work all your life as a man just to leave everything you've earned for your wife and your children. Because in reality, nowadays, I think most of the time, the men go before the women, truth be told, out of statistics because of all the stress. So, once again, my name is Abiola. I encourage all men to take it easy out there. Find someone to talk to. Find someone to lean on. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to scream, scream.
Yes, so.
Don't let anyone tell you that you don't have the right to do that. To my left here is...
Bayo is my name. Once again, popularly called
Brosby.
Yeah.
And to my further left is Mr. Dare.
Oludare Akinlaja. It's nice. I really enjoyed this. It was great being here. Thank you for having me.
And my awesome co-host.
Tosi Gbadebo is my name. Wonderful time. And I'm sure we're
The
gonna
man
have
with
more
all
of
the
that.
human resources management in the world. So to your able host, I remain Abiola. On our next episode, we'll be talking about men once again. Don't forget to share, like, follow all the social media on the screen. I remain your host, Usman Abdulaziz Abiola. See you next time in the next episode.